I have the new name, everyone. We are now formally going to be called the Mainstream Indie Podcast. And I will fix the banner. I will change it. And with that being said, I say a warm welcome to the 183 subscribers of this channel. It's so unbelievable to me to this date that so many of you have checked in. And to the many guests that are here that have taken time out of your schedule to check it out, welcome. I hope that you can stick around, check out some other videos, and subscribe if you'd like. But today, we're going to talk about another artist from the late 2000s, early 2010s, around that area. However, her song has blown up recently within the last year because it was the concluding song in the movie Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That's right, if you already know who I'm talking about because you can see the title, I am talking about Florence and the Machine. Now, of course, that's not her actual name. Her actual name is Florence Welch, and it's a four-piece band that consists of it, but we're mostly going to be talking about her today. And kind of how she got her start and how they got together and what she's doing now. But their very first album as a band didn't happen until 2009. What's kind of crazy is she had a very, very roller coaster, I could say, of a childhood. A lot of family drama, it seems. But she was actually encouraged by her grandmother to pursue performing and singing. So, not a lot of family kind of recognized what she was doing, or maybe they encouraged her to give up. It wasn't going to be doing anything, but she sang at family weddings. She sang at funerals. She sang at school. Then her next few years got rocky, to say the least. Her parents divorced, and then right after that, the mother, I believe, married the next door neighbor, and then that same grandmother died from suicide. So, this obviously paid it or had a heavy toll on her, because actually, in one of Florence and the Machine's songs, a single called Hunger, she described how she had an eating disorder when she was a teenager, because there was just so many things going on in her life. It's kind of the same with anybody with an addiction problem. They just simply try to find a way to cope with their addiction, and sadly, that's what she decided to do, was have an eating disorder. She went on to college, where she then sang in the school's choir. It's kind of interesting because, she got into college and she also enjoyed reading books, but she got diagnosed with dyslexia. So this entire time she had been working so hard. She was very shy as well. So it's kind of like, to me, kind of summing it up is, this is a person who has talent, but I think just because of the chaos of their life, whether it's self-inflicted or whether it's the chaos around them, they haven't had the time to adequately see if they can even pull something off like that, like having a band and making it work. So finally things got together. Now the name Florence and the Machine, that actually started off as a joke. She made music with a friend of hers, literally, who had the last name Machine. She renamed herself Florence Robot, so they kind of merged them together. They performed together. They got other people to sign with them as well. They recorded with other bands on a small label together. And then Lungs was released in the United Kingdom in July 2009. And, about a month later, already 100,000 copies in the UK. And the reason why is because the BBC actually came in and stepped in and said, hey, this is a great album. You guys all got to listen to this. And gave it a bunch of radio play time. Since then, she has, and the band have released multiple albums as well. She's collaborated on a lot of other artists as well. If anything, they released a third album in 2015, but she has been kind of collaborating with people more than anything. She's worked with the Foo Fighters. She worked with Lady Gaga as well. She's performed some soundtrack music. And, I'm only in 2018. In 2018, she performed with Mick Jagger. She contributed music to one of the musical adaptations of The Great Gatsby as well. And there was more, headlining festivals after that. As a band, it's been pretty straightforward. And you already know that, just last year, James Gunn, who always sees himself as a music connoisseur, decided to put her song in last to conclude the trilogy. And it fits so perfectly. I'm sure all of you agree. Dog Days Are Over. We probably got to even do a deep dive into that song, if I'm being honest. What's really cool is she actually broke her foot at Coachella in 2015, which, again, like I said, she's not seen as this kind of loud, obnoxious person. She's very shy and reserved, but she went for it and broke her foot. And in 2023, she mentioned that she had some more feet problems. So kind of sad to say how kind of just one thing kind of derailed the health of her feet. You definitely don't want to see that. But, her range of vocals, just even seeing it in Dog Days, it just goes so high to low. I love that their band plays a harp as well in the background, so they play some really cool instruments, different sets of drums too. It's not just kind of like your normal 4-piece band by any means. They got so many different instruments going on in the background. And, she is doing really well. It's kind of funny, because I believe they've released 4 albums, if my math is right. But they've just been spread out so far and in between. Or, I'm sorry, 5. They've released 5 albums in about 13, 14 years now. But I just feel like they're in no rush. They got a good thing going for them. They have a good formula. And that is the story of Florence and the band Florence of the Machine. And I will see y'all next week. Take care.